Now I would like to, understand that why why the role of IT auditor is important. Now, let's understand one by one that why. Okay. See, having IT auditors is important for an organization to basically keep that reputation in the market. Now, imagine that, uh, you know, you're trying to make the payment on PayPal. You're making the payment on PayPal because you trust PayPal, right? You will not use any platform to make payment, right? People who are in United States, you guys use Zelle, right? People who are in Canada, you guys use e-transfer, right? You guys are using these methods, and I think people who are in Africa, you guys are using Momo, right? I'm very well aware of these payment gateways. So basically what happens that when you guys are using these platforms, you guys are using these platforms because these platforms have gained that reputation already in the market, and that is why you are trusting them. But one day you come to know that when someone was trying to make the payment on PayPal, and PayPal credited the payment and it was never refunded. It actually, I mean, PayPal application was hacked by the hacker. Now, what will happen? Because of that incident, there are users which will be impacted, and there are chances that you will lose the trust on PayPal. So, what PayPal does, PayPal has a big team of IT auditors. They keep checking whether everything is fine or not. What are the vulnerabilities? What are the problems? What are the expected problems? Right? They are actually one step ahead of all the vulnerabilities. And that is why it's been 20 years or maybe 20 more than 20 years that PayPal exists in the market. Why? Because PayPal is investing heavily on their auditing team, right? So IT auditor role is important for the organization to maintain clients' trust. Okay. It's very important. Now, second, organizations has to follow legal regularities. Now, guys, this is very important. We need to understand that this really, I mean, you might have heard that Zelle does not work in Canada, right? Or Zelle does not work in Africa. It's because maybe Zelle is not following the legal regularities of that government or of that country. That is why, Zelle is still in US, but they may have a plan to go into Canada. So every organizations, they have to follow country specific legal regularities. That is why the same organization cannot exist in all the countries. You might have seen that very big brands take their time to get into an into one country. It is because they have to comply with the legal regularities. And IT auditors are very helpful at that time because they study the legal regularities of that country, and they make sure that it matches with the organization's way of working. Now, as I told you that to find the threats and to find the threats and vulnerabilities. So this is what we have been discussing so far. And yes, IT auditors perform internal and external auditings for many of the organization, for that organization where they're working, and for the organizations if they're if they're performing the auditing for other organizations, that also can happen. So that's why IT auditor role is quite an important role. Now, this is very important, guys. I think many of you wants to know that whenever we complete the course, maybe you are attending the course on Udemy or maybe on other platform or maybe with Thinkcloudly. Now this is now it, the time will come when you have to apply for a job. So there are various job roles where you can apply for a job. You can apply for an internal IT auditor, trust and risk analyst, risk analyst, GRC consultant, GRC analyst, risk analyst. Many of you always have this doubt how GRC is actually different than IT auditor, right? Guys, we need to understand this part very well, that IT auditors, IT auditors and GRC people can work together. They can work together. So GRC people actually take care of compliances, that whether uh, I gave you an example of GDPR, that whether the organizations are following the GDPR or not in European countries, right? So GRC analyst will check whether that is being followed or not by an organization. But IT auditor may be performing a lot of auditing, as I said, like they will be verifying the reports, they'll be checking the assessments, they will be doing the assessments, they will be having the controls, right? So IT auditors stick to a part where they perform a lot of assessments and auditing, where GRC also does the same thing, but they are more specific to compliance, where they make sure that the compliance of that organization is being followed. Okay. So, but these two roles can work hand in hand. So if you are learning for IT auditing, you are fully eligible. Okay. You guys are fully eligible to work as IT auditor, or IT auditor people can work as GRC analyst. Okay. So people whosoever have has this doubt, please do not keep that doubt at all. You're open to work anywhere. The roles which are listed over here, you can go and openly work and openly apply for the positions available online. Now, okay, let me ask you a question, which is a very interesting question. Uh, so guys, what do you think? How much how much an IT auditor earns in United States? I don't know about others, guys. I don't know the numbers, what is written on Google. I don't care about it. But I tell you one thing, that students who recently have secured the job through Thinkcloudly, they are making close to 90K. That's the starting salary. And it can go up to 135K. Now, people always tell me that, how is that possible? See, I don't know how is that possible. But yes, IT auditor is paying really well. It's just like, it depends on you. If you're able to capture everything, if you're able to understand everything, if you are able to perform well in your interview, I'm sure that you can touch 135K very easily. It just depends that whether you are able to win the confidence of the interviewer, win the confidence of the recruiter. If you're able to do it, then IT auditor becomes the best role. And the best part about IT auditor is that you get a lot of time. I mean, it's a very flexible role. You know, it's a very flexible role. So also, once you step into IT auditor role, then again, if you look at after 2 years or 3 years, you will find a lot of opportunities. So always, always look at whatever knowledge you have gained, go in the market and apply jobs, perform well in the interview. Do not get disappointed at any point of time that you were not able to perform. Make sure that you are able to perform well in your interview. You are preparing enough. Reach out to Think Loudly if you need any help before you actually go for the interview, and let us know what help you need.
Thank you for watching. Switch from non-IT to IT today. Explore www.thinkcloudly.com.